Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Do it.
It's Friday, podcast time.
And a big show today, Phil. Lots of topics, good conversations, and a little bit of fun as well.
Well, look, there was a couple of fun things. Well, more than a couple, but one of them was we talked about Poppins and not Mary Poppins, although I could have played that music throughout the morning.
You could have. We didn't think of Mary.
How do we miss that?
But she wasn't famous for her pop-ins. She was more famous for her pop-outs.
She was the outs.
Floating away with the umbrella.
Pretty cool. I mean, that's impressive.
That's a pop-off.
Well, it depends on your family and how they interpret that.
Family of origin. Mary Popoff.
I think that's a different Mary.
That wasn't the little bit of sugar she was talking about, was it?
Oh dear, that's a whole different picture.
It is.
Our family, we never used the word pop-off, but I know some families that do.
We used hop-off. Because,
hop off?
Well, I tried to say pop off to my firstborn when she was very young, and she said hop off. So the pop off became a hop off.
Okay.
Which is very user friendly. You can say hop off anywhere, no one's offended.
No one's offended because no family's doing that.
No, it evolved, and she's actually got it. My eldest has a cute saying for it, and she calls it a toot.
A toot.
A little toot.
That's a bit cute. That's a girly way of doing it.
It is.
No guys. Probably no. I can't imagine Josh saying that. My son.
Well, I don't know how we got into this subject, Phil, but we're going there. So my grandma, who lived to be 99, she claimed she never once did hop off.
Really?
She denied all
like
knowledge.
The Queen.
She was
the
like
Queen
the Queen.
Doesn't.
Her and the Queen were one and the same.
Really? Was that like a family thing? Was there a lot of questioning of that?
No one ever questioned it. That was Grandma's official line, and I never argued with it. I've got to be honest, I never encountered any evidence to the contrary. So
well, how about Granddad? Because normally it's your other half that dobs that in.
He was famous for it.
Really?
He did it all the time.
Well, then she could just go under the radar because she would have had to go in behind him.
Look, let me paint the picture for you. So these guys were farmers, right, country people, and they ended up with a block of units on Manly Beach in Sydney. So my grandfather was a big smoker, and he would stick his head out the window on this street where everyone would be walking down to the beach. And he was really well known in the area in Manly, and he'd just sit out there because his wife, my grandma, wouldn't let him smoke in the unit. And he'd be smoking and talking to everyone as they walked past. Everyone loved him. All the surfers would stop, talk to him. He was really popular. And his arms and face and neck was suntanned. And he had these white legs. He'd always have his pajama shorts on with these skinny white legs. And he'd stand there, and it's like he was sort of always moving his legs, like he was sort of pacing up and down with his legs as he just sat and talked. And as he was standing there with his head out the window, he would let many pop-offs go. And you'd be inside the unit watching telly, and here he goes, he's off.
No.
He'd be tooting all the time.
He's excited.
We still laugh about it now. He's passed on now, but it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Well, there you go. See, that's why you listen to the podcast.
That's right.
Imagine your life if you didn't know that.
How boring would it be?
Well, indeed.
Tooting granddad and then grandma inside. She's never done a hop-off. Doesn't even know what it's like to do a hop-off.
Didn't need to.
That's right. In her 99 years.
But that... Oh, dear. Well, look, whatever your day is doing, I hope we've just brightened a little bit.
Yeah,
with an odd sort of an image there. We've done something to it, that's for sure. Enjoy the podcast.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Good morning. Wake up. It is time to go. Friday today.
Yes, Phil, it is time to rise and shine. And look, live update, Phil. The sky is getting lighter and lighter every day. Like even compared to a week ago, driving in this morning, I'm like, wow, the sky is lit this morning.
Basically the middle of the day.
There you go.
As we're coming into work, it is actually, we do get a bit more excited because in the middle of winter, it can be pretty hardcore getting up early to be here in the studio. And you're like, I'm like, this is it. This is the golden time now.
Yep.
As it gets lighter, it's getting hotter. Very exciting.
Golden hour, we call it, Phil.
The golden hour. That's right. We used to play a game, the boys, when I was first meeting Murray, he used to say, Golden Boy. And that was some sort of video game that the guys would stay up and play. That's what it makes me think of.
Well, we'll go back to my maths, Phil. I've been doing calculations, Phil, all week. At the end of today, Phil, we will be 100% through the working week this week.
Was it tough to do that one?
No, it's just a continuation. It was 60 on Wednesday, 80 yesterday, and today will be 100% by about 5 p.m. today, most of us, which is exciting. That's weekend.
There you go. You won at the week. Today's show, we have so much on today. Now, look, Andy, I'm doing you a bit of a favour. I'm going to bring you something that we use. Not all the time do I feed you, but every now and again.
In a world of two tins,
I bring you something.
Andy can only eat from one. One tin is sweet. One is full of terror.
Are you punishing me, Phil?
It's all in fun, but I have bought you a bit of a tin of terror because you've always said, I can eat anything. I can eat things that a billy goat will make them sick or something.
That would make a billy goat puke. Yes, I have said that in the past. Those words will be used against me again today.
They will about 2 hours from now, so you've got plenty of time to eat other things.
Also checking in today with Evelyn Ray, the Sky News contributor. She's always good value. Also a very strong Christian as well as a Sky News contributor.
And look, your mate, your friend, neighbour, Darren, was on yesterday with us.
Yep.
And he put it out there, something about a pop-in and how much you guys loved that. It's made me think we need a bit of a poll because I'm not a huge fan of the pop-in.
Yep.
I'm probably more on the way. Give me some notice.
You're a 5 Ps host. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Yes.
That is exactly what I am. So we have put it out on Facebook. If you want to jump into the poll nice and early, that's where you go to have your say. There's a surprising win so far in the poll.
Oh, really?
I'm going to say I'm surprised by where it sits at the moment. So head over to Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine on Vision Christian Radio.
There was a big news event yesterday, Phil. I just want to firstly thank a couple of people called us yesterday. Also, I got messages on different platforms as well, letting us know Charlie Kirk had passed away yesterday. And look, I'll be honest with you, Phil, I've been surprised as how big this news event is. Our mainstream media's covered it. Obviously in America, it's big news as well. So it would be good to talk about it and just really process it a little bit, I guess.
Well, here is the latest from Tracy from the Vision News team.
The FBI has released images of a man wanted over the assassination of Charlie Kirk at a Utah university. Investigators say they have also found a high-powered rifle in the woods near the campus. In the meantime, US President Donald Trump will posthumously award Charlie Kirk the highest possible American honour for a civilian, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people.
A date for the ceremony is yet to be announced.
And that is Tracy from the Vision News team.
Yeah, and look, some of our audience right now, you may not even know who Charlie Kirk is, and then others will be a passionate, supporter of him and used to watch him online. So, yeah, he's one of those characters. He was basically a young conservative in America rallying a youth movement towards conservative politics, and but behind the scenes, a very strong Christian as well. But he wasn't like a preacher. He was more like a political spokesperson. And that's why Trump loved him so much, because he really made it cool to vote for Donald Trump in that last election for people under the age of 35, which, of course, I fit into that bracket as well. So, and that's so if you don't know who Charlie Kirk was, that's who he was. Very strong Christian and very strong conservative voice in America.
Well, that's right. I heard a friend of mine yesterday had written, and I thought this was actually touched me, and they said that he was assassinated for doing something that we would tell our kids to do, which is standing up for the values that we believe in.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was a really good point, because as a parent, you're telling your kids all the time, no, stand up for Christian values, stand up for marriage, stand up for your kids, stand up for the things that, you believe strongly in. And I think that's why it's touched, well, certainly myself, was that feeling that he's actually been taken out in the line of, hey, just putting a hand up for those values that I hold dear to my heart, so many of them.
Yeah, you're right. And not even just the values, Phil, but the way he did it.
He was so educated in the way you'd speak.
Yeah, but so respectful.
Yeah, that's right.
So he'd have people who completely disagree with him, but he'd debate with them. He wouldn't abuse them and shut them down. And he was so fair and balanced, and I think, compassionate towards everyone. So, yeah, that's why it's sad. But look, as you know, Phil, I did a history degree at University of Queensland many years ago. I covered a lot of American history. I had a professor who allowed me to really go free range on what I studied. And, if you study American history, it's paralleled by strong Christian history, but unfortunately it goes to extremes. My professor used to say America is a revolutionary state. It's like they're in a constant state of revolution, and their history is full of things like this. Abraham Lincoln, JFK, two of their greatest leaders were assassinated. I mean, they tried to get rid of Trump a couple of times. Ronald Reagan had an attempt on his life. America is a different place to Australia, and we need to realise this. So as terrible and as tragic as this is, it's not the first time in America's history, and sadly, it won't be the last. It's a different world to Australia.
Yeah, and look, we have got some notes here from Jeff Vines. So Pastor Jeff Vines is a favourite here on Vision. And so as a pastor, it's always helpful to hear what he has to say as a pastor's heart. This is his comments after he heard about the passing of Charlie Kirk yesterday.
Oh, heartbroken. When I hear a message like this, I think of Hebrews where it says there are some people the world's just not worthy of them. And even though there's a lot of pain and a lot of loss, we know that Charlie is with Jesus. We know he's a Christ follower. And we know that where he is now, he would not want to come back. But that doesn't mean our pain is any easier. And you still need to pray. You need to pray for his wife. You need to pray for his children. And recently we've heard people say that, well, what good is prayer? As if somehow we think that prayer is going to make everything okay. Well, prayer is to help us make it through the difficult times. But we know this world is fallen. We're not expecting this to be a perfect world. But we know in the end we may lose some battles, but we're going to win the war. And today, Charlie won the war. He's with Jesus, where we're all going to be, those who place their faith in Christ. And so let that be a comfort to you. It's the reason Paul said if the resurrection is not true, we are to be a pitied people. We're not a pitied people because the resurrection is true, and Charlie is where we all want to be. So when we pray now, we're praying that God just give us the ability to endure this wilderness while we're waiting on the promised land.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Pastor Jeff Vines there.
Great to hear his pastor's heart. And if you don't know who Jeff Vines is, you probably do. He's one of the key contributors here on Vision, a great leader of an amazing church in California.
That's right. And look, you can get more information, lots of stories paying tribute over at vision.org.au, where you can find out some more. But yes, I love that thought from Pastor Jeff as we go into our day to be prayerful and mindful of his family and those who are left behind.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
And today, Phil, we really want to explore this whole idea. Is it okay to pop into your neighbour's house, or should you give them some forewarning, some pre-warning before you just turn up?
I mean, so much so that I'm going to call it...
Asking all
We need
the
a poll.
big questions. It's Rise and Shine's Pointless Poll. More than just a clever name, it really is pointless.
Sort of pointless, sort of not. I feel like it's important. But it's all started because yesterday, Andy, was Are You OK Day.
Yep.
We talked about neighbours.
Yep.
It was very lovely.
It was nice.
Connecting in, making sure you're checking on each other, all of that. But one of them was that we got to have a chat with your old neighbour.
Yes, my former neighbour, Dazza.
How good was he?
Dazza was the king of the drop-in, Phil.
Well, that's where this has all started. So this is Andy having a chat with his neighbour.
The thing I used to love about you as my neighbour is you would just turn up at my house unexpected, uninvited, old school with your couple of kids, mate. You just turn up and
Really?
just hang out for a couple of hours, and we just had a great time together. Hey, Dazza.
Yeah, no, it was always fun, Andrew. Like, from the first time I met you, mate, I think you were actually skating down the street and you had Emily over your shoulder. And then I thought, who's this wild man? And then you sort of just stopped and popped up, and it went from there, mate. So it was always good to drop in on each other and have a yarn and make sure each other was doing okay and looking after each other. So it was good.
So the pop-in always worked? You guys didn't mind popping into each other's houses? I'm not a big pop-in fan.
Yeah, no, look, I didn't mind it. Andrew would pop up or I'd pop down, and occasionally would look after the kids if one had to go out somewhere.
Nice.
They'll be welcome at our houses and just rock up and they'll be taken care of.
So there you go. That is where the poll has come from. Because in my head, that's not something that I'm super welcoming of.
You're a 5Ps host, aren't you, Phil?
Okay, take us through it.
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
100%.
You want to plan before the guest.
I want some notice. So look, yes, I do. Whereas I'm guessing, Andy, you're the other way. You were like, pop right in.
Well, yeah, I found it refreshing because, he obviously referred to a suburb of Brisbane. It's quite a nice suburb, and there's a series of miracles how we ended up living there, but we did. And, most people in that suburb do not just pop in and just turn up unannounced, It was very countercultural for the area. That's why I loved it so much, because Dazza was just old school and he just turned up. He didn't give you any pre-warning.
Yes, which, pros and cons to that. So we have put it out there today. Do you love a pop-in, or would you prefer a bit of planning time to get the house sorted?
It's a big question, Phil.
It is. We've called it a pointless poll, but it really is not. And you can jump over onto Facebook, Rise and Shine, to have your say there and have comments. I love Amanda's. So this is Amanda has said already, she's weighed in early. She's a no. Please tell me you're coming first, which is actually winning at the moment. And she said, give me half an hour, nothing like a speed clean. I get more cleaned in that time than in a whole day. And that's exactly right, Amanda. If you can just give me half an hour's notice, like if you've gone to church, this is me, you go to church and you're like, oh, come back for lunch. Yeah. And I rush home, I can get the whole house cleaned before you're getting your drive home. We only live 5 minutes away, but I need the 5 minutes.
So I did refer to American history earlier, and during their revolution, they had what they called the Minutemen. They'd be ready in 1 minute to fight the redcoats. How many minutes do you need, Phil, to get the house ready for a lunch?
I'm a 5-minute woman.
Really?
I do need 5 minutes.
That's impressive.
Well, you work out strategically which rooms they're likely to see. That's where you put your focus.
Closed doors.
Yes, that's right.
Do you use the vacuum in that 5 minutes?
No, you can't.
No,
so you
no
have
time
to
for
be
vac.
ready with the vac.
Okay, so what about benches? Just quickly clean them off.
Big for benches. Make sure the cupboards are closed. There's no, you don't want undies on the floor. I think that's the golden standard.
Even I don't want that, Phil.
I just want time to get the undies off the floor and make sure everyone's dressed.
What about the fluffing and the pillows in the lounge?
No, that's a waste.
Okay.
That's
not
I
your
don't
thing?
need that.
Okay.
No, there you go. But look,
The 5 minute prep, I like it, Phil.
you're happy with that?
I am very happy with
You
that.
should just see what I could do with you with vision with 10 minutes. No, but look, give us a call this morning. Weigh in on this, pointless poll. It is really, but it is a bit of fun.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
And look, this sound it's new this week. And if you're new to Vision, welcome. Great to have you here. It's a sound that we've gone back into Bible history. We've sucked out a sound, and your job is to match the sound to the story.
It's a sound of heaven, Phil.
Well, it's a sound of earth, but through the picture of heaven, maybe. But it's pretty. There's a bit more to it.
Yeah, there is.
Well, I'm going to say a lot, but it's not a lot.
But there's enough there to have an educated guess.
There you go. Well, let's have a listen to the sound as it stands right now. So there is a bit more. We've got an extra second there. So let's have another listen. And we've had some brave champions have a go.
Yeah, they've had a really good go too.
Here you go. Here are the wrong answers so far.
Peter was just trying to catch a fish, and Jesus just came to ask him to be a fisher of men. I think.
Yeah.
When Balaam and his donkey were travelling along, and the angels blocked their way, so the donkey tried to go around. And
I'm wondering if it's down by the River Jordan when Elijah's cloak hit the river and parted it.
Oh, there you go. All wrong, but you can hear the disappointment in the studio audience.
That's right. But excellent guesses.
Excellent guesses. So now it's your turn to shine. If you're listening at home and you're yelling at your smart speaker, this is your chance.
This is your time to maybe win a DVD, Phil, a chosen DVD. It's a good prize.
It is a good prize. All you've got to do is listen to the sound. Oh, and now give us a call, 1-800-316-316 to play the Bible story sound off on Vision.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
I can see I've got Carol here on the line. Hey, Carol, what are you thinking?
Oh, could it be, I love that hymn, oh, could it be the sound of the water crashing over the Egyptians as they chased the children of Israel through the Red Sea?
Brilliant.
It could be that.
Yes,
it could be that. Look, let's have a listen. Well, no, don't be like that. You never know.
That would
it
fit.
does sound a bit.
Right or wrong?
Well, you're wrong.
On this occasion, you're wrong, but
Thank you,
generally speaking, you're right.
Yeah, as a person, you're very right, and we love you.
I don't mind hearing you're wrong.
No, we just don't like doing it. Thanks so much, Carol.
Ta-da.
Bye.
See ya.
Nikki, what do you reckon it might be?
I reckon it might be when the rains came down, when Noah was getting ready and the sound you can hear in the background, I think it's the door shutting to the ark.
And God shutting that door.
Yeah.
The rains came down and the floods came up. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like heavy rain to me with the door closing. That's my vision of it anyway.
I love it. I love your vision, Nikki. Like it's not the right one, but I just love the vision. Thank you.
Good guess.
Yeah, that's all right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks,
Bye.
Nikki.
Oh, there we go. The sound lives until next week.
Some great guesses again there, Phil.
Very good. If you're playing along at home, you've got the weekend. Search the Bible.
To ponder it.
To ponder that. 1-800-316-316 on Monday. Hey, look, if you want to get involved today, though, we have put it out there. We've got our pointless poll, not so pointless.
It's not pointless, Phil.
It's important. Very important. I feel like I need to get the word out there not to pop in. But if you're a popper-innerer, today's your day. Have your say over at Facebook. Go to Rise and Shine. And in the next hour, we would love to hear from you about whether or not you pop in or not.
You enjoy a good pop in. It's very difficult to pop into my place, Phil. I live in a unit at the moment. And there's 2 security doors you've got to buzz into.
Oh.
So, yeah, you can't just pop into
You're
my place.
safe from the
You've
pop
got to
in.
buzz once. And then if I let you in the first gate, then you got to buzz again. I've got to let you in the second gate.
So you could build in the 5 minutes to clean the house without a problem.
Could. Well, I had an attempted pop in one night at like 1 in the morning from some
doesn't sound
neighbour
good.
who allegedly locked herself out.
Oh.
And I just refused to go down there. I said, you could be anyone. I'm not letting you in. And then I said, well, if I let you in the gate, how are you going to get in the door of your unit anyway? It was all very weird. So, no, she didn't breach the security cauldron. It just felt too strange.
Breach the fortress. Well, there you go. At my place, you pop in and you're straight in the house.
The door's there, the front
none
yard.
Of that.
Yep.
There you go. Well, 1-800-316-316. Let us know, do you love a pop in? We'll share your thoughts.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
It is a Friday, Phil. Tomorrow will be Saturday.
There you go.
In case you didn't know.
Oh, thank you. Look, that's very helpful. You're waking up with Rise and Shine on Vision. Bella and Andy taking you through your morning. And look, I want to give a shout out to one of our beautiful Vision districts of Yarra Glen in Victoria. And can I just say, I'm having a look at some pictures. Gorgeous, beautiful part of the world. 87.6 FM you're listening to. It's about 55 k's northeast from Melbourne. So it's actually very central. Like that's not a long way to go, but you end up in this beautiful countryside and your weather right now, about 7 degrees. It's going to get to 16 degrees during the day, high chance of showers. So there's a bit of water around.
What does it feel like, Phil?
It feels like 6.5.
Oh, okay.
So that's not too bad.
Pretty similar to the actual temperature there.
I'd be happy
it just
with that.
sounds nice. How do you say it? Yarra Glen?
Yarra Glen.
Just sounds nice.
That sounds like there might be deer. In my head, there should be deer there.
There could be deer panting there.
There should be
for the waters. You just never know, Phil. Well, I'm still in Psalm 103. And how good is it? And it says here in verse 20, bless the Lord, you his angels, who excel in strength, who do his word, heeding the voice of his word.
There you go. Love the word of God. Next up, we're going to be jumping into the last chapter of the book of Jonah, talking about awesome people in the Bible, just great stories.
Yeah.
And this is the guy who ended up in the big fish that you might remember from your childhood stories. Well, he's a real guy, and his story is written in the Bible. We're going to jump into it next.
It's a good story, Phil.
It's a good story. We're up to chapter 4.
You just made me think, actually. I wonder what happened to the fish.
Yeah.
You think after that the fish was done? It's like, okay, my life is done. My purpose is fulfilled now.
Well, I'd like to think that it lived a bit longer. It was big enough, though, for him to be inside it. So it would have
massive fish.
Made a great fish and chips.
Well, it would be good for business if you had a fish and chip shop, that's for sure.
Hey, also over on Facebook, Rise and Shine Vision, you can find our poll for today. We are putting out a poll. Do you love a pop-in or do you like some warning? The 5 Ps is what Andy's calling it, the other option.
I've actually got a biblical answer to that question, Phil, which I'm not going to share now.
Oh.
I'll save that one up.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Yeah, there we go. Watch out for that one.
It's in the Bible, Phil.
It's in the Bible, I'm sure.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
And it's that time of the day, Phil, where we're going to talk about a Bible book, and we are still in the book of Jonah. How good has it been, Phil?
I'm so enjoying it. Like it is just, it's so real. I think that's what I love is the Bible. So the Bible, you can feel like it's a hard book to read. I think I remember back to being a teenager and going, oh, this is going to put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, you're not falling asleep in the book of Jonah. It's just a story about a guy and you kind of see him warts and all. You see every bit of his thinking in here.
It's a swashbuckling tale, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a good point.
It's got an ocean voyage in it. It's got a little bit of animal rights in it. It's got some prayers in it. It's got a bit of everything.
Rights?
Oh, the whale.
Is that
the
the
whale
animal rights
plays a
bit?
key role. I
Yes,
mean, without the
we're
whale, there'd be no story, Phil. You're an animal lover. This is your story.
Okay, there you go. The whale's the hero of this. That is true.
Well, the whale, number one, he obeys God.
He does.
And the Bible says when he commanded the whale to vomit Jonah out, and he vomited him out. I mean,
True.
he was a very good whale.
If you're a whale lover, that's true, or a big fish lover, we're not sure exactly what sort of fish it was. That's true. I had never thought of that.
Well, neither had
Andy.
I until right now, and I just said it.
Fresh off the brain from Andy. So look, if you find Jonah in the Old Testament, so that's the beginning of the Bible, but it's kind of nearing the end. Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. So it's right near the end.
That is such a helpful song. I don't
It's
know
a
that
good
song.
song.
I wish I knew it, Phil.
Wow, we could learn it, but yeah, I learnt it when I was a kid, so it's stuck in my brain.
I like that. I wish it had stuck in my brain.
Yeah, we'll work on it, maybe on another day. But look, today we are here in Jonah. Jonah, so this is the story. This is the 30-second version, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So Jonah gets told to go to Nineveh. He doesn't want to go to Nineveh because Nineveh's full of people who have been really bad to his people.
Yeah.
They're like the bullies, right?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I'm not going. Gets on a boat to go the opposite way to Tarshish,
Yeah.
where Paul eventually, is from.
Yeah.
But there you go. He's on this boat. The boat, there's a big storm. Doesn't bother Jonah. He's asleep in the boat. But the guys,
He's chilling.
the sailors, they are like, something is weird about this storm. It doesn't seem normal.
No.
They wake him up and go, is this your fault? He goes, yep, guilty as charged.
on me.
It's on me, guys. They're like, what should we do? He's like, throw me overboard. They're like, do we have to? And he's like, yeah, you do. They throw him overboard. He gets swallowed by a fish.
The
so he
hero
doesn't
of the
die.
story turns up, the whale.
The way of the whale, as
The
we
unflappable hero.
we love him.
Yeah.
The storm stops. The sailors are fine. They come to God.
Mm-hmm.
He gets spat back up on the shore 3 days later. He prays. So let's include that.
A
It's
whole chapter
important.
of prayer.
There's a lot of prayer.
Yeah.
He believes God and he gets spat up on the shore. Now God says, go to Nineveh. He goes to Nineveh, preaches the gospel. Even the king gets saved. The king repents. Let's go with that.
The whole city gets saved. Good summary, Phil. And I think what I like to do in these books is say, let's do one major takeaway from chapter 4 each.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll start. The thing I love about chapter 4, if you read it, it's a bit bizarre, to be honest with you. I mean, Jonah's complaining to God. He's not happy.
I like that.
There's a plant growing and he's whinging about the plant.
You're not going to tell the story?
So, this is my takeaway. Chapter 4 is like the rest of the whole book. Jonah has a Bible book written after him, Phil. He's a hero.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a hero of the Bible. There's a book named after him, okay? There's only 66 books in the Bible. One of the books is named after Jonah. But the amazing thing is, if you analyse the whole book of Jonah, chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, he's kind of failing in every chapter, except
Yes.
but what
The
I love
prayer bit
about
he
that
does
is
is
his
good.
humanity, Phil. Like, this is the great thing about the Bible. This is encouraging for you and me. He's a hero in the Bible, but he's a failed human. He fails. He rebels. He runs from God. And then even at the end of the story, when the whole city gets saved, he's whinging to God. He wants to die. Like, he's having a bad day. And this should encourage all of us that, hey, we're human too.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think to be used by God, you've got to be perfect, you've got to be special, you've got to be one of those sort of amazing people that you might see preaching in a church on a Sunday. No, that's not true. You've just got to be willing to obey God, and God will use you despite your human flaws and failings. And so my biggest takeaway from chapter 4, and I encourage you to read the chapter at home today, is that this is a flawed human being, and yet God still used him to get a whole city saved.
It's so true. And you can see the heart of God in this. This is the beautiful part. We know Nineveh was a terrible city. Like, they did atrocities to God's people, right? And he's here. If you're not familiar with the story, Jonah goes up to sit on the hill to see what's going to happen. He wants to see the city smitten.
Yeah.
He wants to see God take it down.
Yeah.
And God doesn't. God changes. He repents. God's like, no, I'm not going to anymore. Well, Jonah's really, that's what you're talking about. He gets upset at God. He's like, no way, this is not fair. I knew you were going to do this, God. I knew you were so kind.
Yeah.
And so in the end, God, he sits there and God builds up a plant to sort of give him some coverage, and then the plant dies.
He's not happy about
He's
that.
not happy about that. He's angry with God again. But I love this here. And God's comments, well, this is the heart of God.
Yep.
He says to Jonah, is it right for you to be angry because the plant died? And I love this. Jonah goes, yes, even angry enough to die. And I always thought that was hilarious.
He's having a bad day.
He's having a bad day. He's like, yes, it is. Then the Lord said, and it's beautiful, he's not actually telling Jonah off really. Like, he's not going, Jonah, that's not. He goes, you feel sorry about the plant, but you did nothing to put it there. It came quickly. It died quickly. But Nineveh has 120,000 people living in spiritual darkness, not to mention all the animals. Shouldn't I feel sorry for such a great city? And I've always thought, what a beautiful, that's the heart of God.
You're right. And this is the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Some people view the Old Testament as a really barbaric, violent book, a series of books, but it's here we have God's heart in the Old Testament, that he loved the most wicked people of the day. He still wanted them to be saved.
Yeah.
And that's why he sent Jonah. That's what this whole book is about an unwilling man being sent to these people who were not good people. And yet because he went in obedience, eventually the whole city gets saved.
Yeah, and it is beautiful. That's the heart for God still today.
Yeah.
That we would go out throughout your day, and that when you would see people, and I remember when I first got actually filled with the Spirit, and I remember being on a bus to uni, and before it I'd just been on the bus, suddenly having a different heart and seeing people and wanting to cry, knowing that these people didn't know God.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, what this is about, is rebirthing in us that hunger and that love and that for God's people.
Yeah, so look at a map of Australia right now. We've got big cities, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. We've got Perth, Adelaide, Darwin and other regional centres. We need to have God's heart for our cities too, and just pray, God, save the people of Sydney, save the people of Melbourne, save the people of Perth and Adelaide and Brisbane, all across Australia. And as we pray God's heart, we believe that the kingdom will come and his will be done on earth as it is in heaven, Phil.
Amen, amen. Well, that is the book of Jonah. Hope you've enjoyed it. It might be time for another poll, not a pointless one this time.
No, a good poll.
A good poll where we put up some books. So over the weekend, jump onto Facebook. We'll put up some options and we'll see where it lands.
What's our next book?
Who knows? We could be anywhere on Monday.
Can I put my hand up and say, can you try and vote for a New Testament book? Because we've been in the Old Testament. Let's sort of skip between each.
Okay, well, I'll put
Let's
up
go
a few,
old, new.
Old Testament, New Testament options for you. We might put an old one in there just so you can vote for next time as well.
Keep it interesting.
Okay, there you go. Coming up next, though, we have put another poll, and this one is more pointless, about whether you like a pop-in, and we'll bring you the results. Andy, you reckon you've got like a spiritual element
I've
to
got
that?
a biblical answer to the question.
I'm not sure if that's true, but we'll see what it is.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
Asking all the big questions. It's Rise and Shine's Pointless Poll. More than just a clever name, it really is pointless.
Well, it's sort of pointless and sort of important.
But it's kind of not pointless at the same time, is it, Phil?
Well, it all came about yesterday when we were speaking to Andy's old neighbour, Dazza.
Yeah. And what I remembered about Dazza is he would just pop into our house, and I loved it.
Well,
unannounced, uninvited. Yo, Andy, what's going on? And he'd bring his kids. It was like an invasion, and the kids would start playing with my kids, and we'd just start talking. It was fun.
It does sound lovely. Well, look, this is a bit of the conversation that triggered it all yesterday.
The thing I used to love about you as my neighbour is you would just turn up at my house unexpected, uninvited, old school, with your couple of kids, mate. You just turn up and just hang out for a couple of hours, and we just had a great time together. Hey, Dazza.
Yeah, no, it was always fun, Andrew. Like, from the first time I met you, mate, I think you were actually skating down the street and you had Emily over your shoulder. And then I thought, who's this wild man? And then you sort of just stopped and popped up, and it went from there, mate. So it was always good to drop in on each other and have a yarn and make sure each other was doing okay and looking after each other. So it was
there
good.
You go. Well, that is Darren saying that yes, Andy is a popper-innerer. But we've put it out on Facebook, Andy, because that's what you do.
Yeah,
if you're not sure about something.
You've got to ask the question. I just want to put it out there, though, Phil. I'm playing it both ways because I'm actually going to Daz's house on Sunday now, since that call yesterday, to watch the Canelo and Crawford fight. So that's not a pop-in. That's a planned visit.
Okay, so you do go both ways.
I'm doing it both ways, yeah.
There you go. Okay, well, there you go. You can't do that. For the poll, we need you to sit on one side of the fence or not, which is what you can do over on Facebook. And I thought that the Yes Lover pop-in visit would be romping at home.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
I thought Australia would love a pop-in.
Especially the Vision listeners. I thought they were all fluid and organic like me, just go with the flow. Just, hey, why don't we just go to such and such's house today? Just pop in.
Well, I'm glad that there's more Vision listeners that are, no, please plan. Please let me know. Not a lot of time. Like Amanda's saying, I just need half an hour. There, I've got Lizzie. She says, I absolutely love to receive visitors, but would prefer just a bit of notice.
Yep.
So that's winning so far, but only just. So
they're just like 5-minute Phil. Because Phil said earlier in the show, she needs just 5. I'm amazed you can get the place ready in 5 minutes. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
You could probably write a book about that, Phil, and maybe go on the speaking circuit about that. How to get your place ready in 5 minutes.
I reckon I'll do it over the weekend. I need about 10 minutes to write the book, I reckon.
Video it, put it on socials, put it on YouTube. It may blow up, Phil.
We'll put some music behind it.
Yeah.
There you go. But look, we have put it out there, 1-800-316-316. Do you love a pop-in? And Natalie, she's given us a call, Andy.
Oh, brilliant.
She's popped into the line here.
Ooh.
Natalie, what do you reckon?
It's a bit of a funny thing. So I have quite a lot of awareness of Ethiopian culture because we have Ethiopian children and therefore friends and family and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And personally, because we have 3 adopted Ethiopian children.
Good for you.
Yeah. So personally, I actually like a bit of warning and I like a bit of time to get myself on.
Yes. Get the undies off the floor.
Yeah, before someone pops in. But my experience of Ethiopian culture, people who live in communities there, is people pop in all the time, and that's what they do, and there's very rarely no one else in your house. And kids certainly go from house to house to house and have, 50 aunties that they can fall on to, which is beautiful. And there's a real sense of community because there is that culture of you just go next door. Why not, you know?
Yeah.
And so when my daughter's mother-in-law was here, who's Ethiopian, beautiful Christian lady, she was saying it's very lonely here because at home there's always someone popping in my house. Yeah.
Right. So she loves to pop in too.
We organise a time and we, it's all official and so it just felt very lonely to her.
Oh, that's very nice.
That makes sense. It's interesting. I mean, Ethiopia is actually one of the oldest cultures in the world. They're historically one of the oldest nation states in the world. And imagine being able to trace your culture back to the Ethiopian eunuch who first brought the Christian message back to Ethiopia as well. So, it's a really rich culture, Ethiopia. I love Ethiopian people and food. Their food's amazing as well. I didn't know you had 3 Ethiopian kids. That is so cool, Natalie. But, hey, aunties don't lie. If auntie's saying that she likes a pop-in, Natalie, I think we have to back auntie there and say, tick, the pop-in can be a good thing.
I see, I'm not so keen. So.
There we go. So she's actually got a foot over both sides of that fence, I think, there. But it is lovely, isn't it? And there is something about kids. And when we did have little kids and we would send them off into we had a big park out the front and a bunch of houses around the park. And so you could pretty much just, as long as I could put my head outside and go, kids, come, we would end up with all sorts of kids at our place. And I enjoyed that season.
It is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it was nice. But no, please do give me notice so I can clean up. Natalie's beautiful. There you go. Well, that's a vote in both directions there from Natalie.
She was playing it both ways as well, just like me, Phil.
Well, I would love you to actually have an opinion on this. You can jump on board on Rise and Shine, the Facebook page. You could send us a text or give us a call, 1-800-316-316. But we have got someone very special popping into the show next, Andy.
Yeah, and they pop into prisons and actually facilitate visitation in prisons, which is such a valid ministry, isn't it?
It's the Kairos Prison Ministry. They're turning 30 years old. We're going to hear all about the incredible work they do.
Always encouraging and always fun. Rise and shine on Vision.
Well, Phil, we are so blessed to have Cole Stiller with us today. He's the chair of the Kairos Board of Australia. Kairos is a prison ministry which is Australia-wide, and they're commemorating 30 years of ministry in Australia. Cole, welcome to Rise and Shine.
Oh, thank you, Andy. Thank you, Felicia. I really appreciate being here.
Oh, Cole, we're so excited. 30 years is a long time for any ministry, but you're operating in a pretty tough environment. Can you tell us a bit about Kairos and what you guys do?
Well, absolutely. Let's start with the fact that Kairos is actually an international ministry. It started almost 50 years ago in America. Wow. So that's where its roots are. It's now in 13 countries across the world, Australia being one, and we've been operating for 30 years. We began in 1995 with a program down at Parramatta Jail in Sydney. So Kairos has 3 arms to the ministry. It's all one ministry, but 3 arms. There is Kairos Torch, which is a program for juveniles in detention. Mm-hmm. There is Kairos Inside, which is a short course program and a journey program for males and females who are incarcerated. And there is also Kairos Outside, which is a program designed for the ladies of those who have been impacted by incarceration. So they often do time along with their loved ones or the people they know who are inside, as you're probably aware, and there's some terrible stuff that can happen to them. So we take them away on a weekend. It's free of charge. There are no expectations, and they end up speaking with other ladies who have been in similar situations. And the really good thing is that whether it's an inside program or an outside program, we have a journey program where we continue to meet with those people, helping them form a Christian community and linking them, if they're on the outside, linking them with churches so that they can get involved with a Christian community. There we go.
That's so good.
That's a good summary. Now, Kairos Prison Ministry Australia, so you say you do these inside programs in the juvenile jails and also the adult ones. What does that look like? Are you using a lot of volunteers, Cole? And are the presentations or the talks you guys are doing, are they voluntary or are they compulsory for the prisoners? Talk to us about that.
Okay, let's focus on the inside program, but the outside is quite parallel to it. We do 10 talks, and those 10 talks are really a short course in Christianity that came out of Casillo many, many years ago. You probably know Casillo or Emmaus or Casio, which are 4-day movements, street movements for people in churches. And so it was developed and modified for the inmates and also for these ladies outside. So again, it's a short course in Christianity. It's ecumenical. I believe it's one of the only truly ecumenical ministries in the world where we will take volunteers who worship in any church faith tradition. So long as they're Christian, they become our volunteers. And so the common ground that we stand on is Christ crucified and risen, and we are saved by grace through faith. Yeah. So if you adhere to that, you would be a candidate to be a volunteer for Kairos.
Wow. Well, Cole, I wonder, can you stay on the line with us? And on the other side of this, we'd love to come back. I know that to celebrate this 30-year birthday, there's some great events that some of our Vision listeners may want to get along to or support. Can you stick with us and we'll hear some more?
Oh, I sure can. I'll tell you about the balloons and all.
Oh, there we go.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
Kairos is a prison ministry which is worldwide, but it's also functioning here in Australia. Has done for 30 years. Wow. And Cole, I believe you've got 3 really big events upcoming.
We have, Andy. The 3 events. The first one is in Brisbane. It's on Saturday, the 20th of September. It starts at 12:30 in the afternoon on the Saturday at Redeemer Lutheran College in Rochedale. So we're very pleased to have that. We've got over 100 people coming already, and we'd love to have some more. In Sydney, we're having the event on the 27th of September. That's a week later at Stanhope Anglican Church, Stanhope Gardens in Sydney. And then finally, our last one is in Adelaide on the 25th of October at Burnside City Uniting Church, Tusmore. So we're really looking forward. We've got balloons, we've got gifts, we've got everything ready to go to help people enjoy and to celebrate the event with us. We began a long time ago, 1995 in Australia, and so we're going to go through a little bit of history, but we've also got people giving their testimonies, how they've been affected by Kairos over those years. And it should be quite powerful, and we're really looking forward to it.
I think for so many, Cole, it's the testimonies that get exciting, particularly when you're hearing about something like this for the very first time. It's so inspiring to know that there are people going into prisons and sharing God's word. Can you think of just even one life that comes to mind who've been impacted by the work of Kairos over that 30-year period?
Look, I'll tell you the very first experience, what got me well and truly sucked into Kairos.
Yeah.
And that was in 1998. I was in Grafton Jail, and it was the second program that they'd run down there, and I was an observer getting ready to do our first program in Queensland in 99. And there was a young man there who murdered his wife, and he was terribly anti-church. He was only there for the food, but Over the 5 days we had time with these gentlemen, this guy turned around. He confessed Christ as his saviour, and through the chaplain's help after the program, he reunited with his father, who had ostracised him for what he had done. And so, that won me over. I thought, this ministry is just wild. You've got to get into this. So that's what caught me nearly 27 years ago.
Well, who can blame you? What a powerful story. And so these events, Brisbane, Sydney and Adelaide, who do you want to come along, Cole? Do you want people to come along who are interested in helping out or people with experience? Tell us about the audience that you're looking for.
Yes, everyone is welcome to come along. And if you can't actually make the event, we'd love you to register by going to the website kairos.org.au. That's kairos.org.au. And if you register, then we've got an idea of how many people are coming, because Kairos always has food and we're always going to have afternoon tea. We'd like to know how many. The other thing is, if you can't make it to the event yourself, you can go online and watch it on YouTube.
Oh, great.
But you need to register so that you can get the link to view it. And we would love you to do that. So everyone's welcome. We're right in there.
It sounds to me like the website is a great place to go. If this is the first time you're hearing about Kairos Prison Ministry and you want to find out more how you could volunteer or help in any way, the website sounds like it's jam-packed full of great information to get started with, Cole.
Certainly. If you go to the website, you will find out all about us, how we operate. You'll find out about the programs, what we do, and everything is there, even opportunities where you can get involved in the ministry. Anything from donating right through to volunteering and all sorts of stuff that happens within our program, the special things, even writing letters. It's a fantastic program.
Well, Jesus said 2,000 years ago, didn't he, Cole, you didn't visit me in the prison. In other words, we're supposed to visit prisoners. It's part of the ministry of the Christian church. We just want to say well done to Kairos. For 30 years, you've been flying that flag in Australia, ministering to prisoners and to their families, both inside jails and also outside jails. So well done on the 30-year anniversary. I'm sure these events are going to be awesome as well. One in Brisbane, one in Sydney, one in Adelaide. And as we said, if you want to find out more information or even just hear amazing stories of transformation through Kairos, go to their website, kairos.org.au. This is Cole Still. He's the chair of the board for Kairos Australia. Cole, thank you so much for joining us today on Rise and Shine.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and Shine on Vision.
I want to give a big shout out to Burrum River in Queensland. It's on the Fraser Coast region of Queensland.
That sounds nice.
It is beautiful. And listening along on 88 FM, your weather today, sitting by the river, just imagine, 12 degrees right now, but getting to 24 throughout the day. Medium chance of some showers along the coastal fringe during the afternoon and evening. That's very official.
Very official.
I'm not normally that known for my officiality, but there you go.
And nice temperate weather there as well.
I'm sure there are some people in other parts of the country who are like, oh, that sounds pretty good today.
And it is pretty good. And so is this, Phil. Psalm 103, I'm up to verse 21. Bless the Lord, all you his hosts, you ministers of his who do his pleasure.
No more?
That's the verse.
I just want you to keep going it.
It's a
I
good
know
one,
you
isn't it?
can't.
It's
One
a
an
good
hour,
one.
that's what you get,
It's a
people.
little tease.
It is a
Do you want more? Go and read Psalm 103 tonight. It's a good psalm. It's only 22 verses. Very doable tonight.
Very doable. Well, you can do it right now. Jump on, click on your Bible. I'm always amazed, and it only took me a couple of years to find this. The Vision Christian Media app has a Bible in it.
It's how cool is that?
It is very cool. You know what else is cool, Andy? When I give of myself food for you.
Yes.
Which I'm going to do next.
You're going to demonstrate your hospitality?
My hospitality. We've been talking today about, well, do you love a pop-in? And if you're over on the Facebook poll, I'll give you an update. At the moment, the non-popperinners, so my team, we're winning.
Oh, that's good.
More people are saying, actually, just give me some notice. Less people are saying pop in, but there's still a strong contingent who are popperinners, so you could still sway it.
Well, if we drill down into the data, Phil, what I suspect is the ones who just pop in are chilled, laid-back people who can't be bothered voting in the poll. But the 5P Brigade, which is the Phil 5-minute Brigade, they are very adamant about this. No, I need my notice. And they have therefore voted in the poll because they want to make sure no one pops in unannounced.
There's like a self-selecting bias to the poll. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
There's a lot of, you can do a lot of work with that data, Phil.
Have you voted yourself?
I have.
You have. Well, then that goes against exactly what you just talked about there, but you have an interest in it. Anyway, up next, Andy, you're welcome. I'll be feeding you. We call it affectionately a tin of terror.
And it's terrible.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
In a world of two tins, Andy can only eat from one. One tin is sweet. One is full of terror. It's Phil and Andy's Tin of Terror.
And look, a sane person would say, why? Why are we doing this? Well, because once upon a time, a younger Andy said, I can eat anything. I'll eat things that make a billy goat puke.
I did say it, Phil.
You said that, and so we took that as a bit of a challenge, and so hence the Tin of Terror was born.
Can I just say, Phil, years ago, Dirty Harry said in a movie, Are you feeling lucky, punk? Are you feeling lucky? I'm feeling lucky right now, Phil. I got a good feeling about this one. I feel like I'm going to get a good tin today of something sweet and nice. I'm going to enjoy it for my breakfast.
I love your youthful enthusiasm. Oh, let's have a look. I've got my roulette wheel. I'm just going to grab it out. For those playing at home, the roulette wheel has got 2 tins with it. One is some beautiful condensed milk, which you love, Andy.
I got a 50% chance.
The other has a tin. Actually, now it's like a can, actually, or something that you will, a jar, that's right, that you'll get to eat. So let's put them on. Here it goes. It's going around.
Like any free and fair election, Phil, in a country like North Korea, I've got a good chance here. A good chance of winning.
Oh, there's the condensed milk. It's going past your nose. There it is, Andy. It's coming. It's coming. You could have it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Let me guess. I didn't win the condensed milk.
Unfortunately, you're the loser today.
Like I said, Phil, I got about as much chance of winning this roulette wheel as I have of going to North Korea and beating Kim Jong-il in the election. So anyway, it's a tin of terror today, isn't it?
It is a tin of terror. And I don't make the rules. It just is what happened. So here we go. I've got my beautiful assistant here. They've got in front of you
I got my stomach
jar.
ready.
Andy's got a blindfold on. Well, the tin, we're running out. We're going to see if our assistant can open it because we thought it would make a good sound. It's too tricky. Here we go. Maybe, Andy, you can open your own jar. Can you do that?
That's interesting.
Here we go. Oh, no.
We're banging jars.
In the background, I'm going to say that the person who sold it to us did say it's past its use-by date.
Well,
is that a problem? And I said, not a problem.
Were they Egyptian? Was this from the pyramid or something? Like the Great Pyramid of Giza?
Can you try and open that, Andy?
Okay,
Here we go.
The assistant's asked me to assist.
Can you do it?
No, this could be a spanner in the works here, Phil. I am serious.
It sounds like it's open.
I regretfully inform you, Phil, I've just opened it.
This is taking longer than expected, but we are now at the point where we've got our big black spoon, and it's not a small spoon. And
Phil,
the assistant is putting some of this beautiful gift from heaven onto the spoon. Open wide, Andy.
This is taking a while, Phil. Can I just say that torture takes a while?
Okay. And he's got it. It's gone in. It's big and red and very gooey. And what do you think? He's got a smile. I can't see his eyes, but
I got a blindfold on.
You've got to love that, Andy.
Just see my eyes.
He eats anything. How are you feeling? What's the texture? What's it like?
Well, it's definitely not dog food, so that's a win. I'll take that.
It's pretty oily.
It's very hot.
It's hot. You love a hot food.
It's Bombay hot, Phil. Where'd you get this from?
Well, does it taste like it's come from a country? Could you pick the country that might, the source of origin?
I'm going to guess the subcontinent.
Yes, I think you'd be correct. It came from my Indian friends across the road. Yep.
Oh, awesome.
It was from an Indian grocery shop.
Can I ask, and you're saying it was past the use-by date?
It was. They said to me as I went up to buy it, this is past the use-by date. I said, it's not a problem. That'll be fine. Andy doesn't mind. I know he loves that.
It's very warm. I mean, I wouldn't say it's unbearably hot. It's not like Sahara Desert hot.
Well,
but it was definitely a bit warm.
Do you want more? You often eat the whole thing.
I'd have more. I'd probably prefer it as a side dish on a plate full of other goodies. Not the sort of thing I'd probably eat a whole tin of in one go. but it'd be a nice little condiment on the side.
Oh, well, look, Andy, you take off your blindfold if you like, and I'll show you what you had.
What is it, Phil?
Here you go.
Oh, wow.
So tell everyone at home what you're eating.
Well, according to the label, it's Amber Helder pickle.
There you go. That's not so bad.
From a company called Sri Ganesh. Fresh turmeric pickle. Turmeric, good for you.
Well, there you go.
I'm taking it home, Phil.
Well,
I'm going to use this as a condiment.
Okay.
On my lunch day.
It's a bit disappointing. I really still want to find something that you won't eat. If you've got one at home, can I just say, please send it in. Andy's up for the challenge. He hasn't been defeated yet.
Phil, can I ask, you bought it past the use-by date.
Yes.
Did you manage to negotiate the price down?
It was cheap.
Did you do some haggling?
It was cheap. No, I didn't even need to. It was cheap as chips.
It was in that basket,
was in the clearance basket.
Oh, that clearance basket.
I thought this is perfect for Andy. He loves the clearance.
And the Indian gentleman who owns the store, I'm sure he thought all of his lucky days had come at once. Am I right?
He was very, very happy.
You're the first person to ever buy one of those from the clearance basket.
I didn't even ask when the use-by date was. It could have been like a year ago.
Did he volunteer that information to you?
No one's even mentioned it. I just like, it'll be fine, not a problem.
The older the better for me, yeah. I like it old. And he goes, I like it hot.
Well, there you go. That's another tin of terror. If you want to get involved, post us your tins. Andy's up for the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
Well done, Phil.
You're on Rise and Shine. That was the tin of terror.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
We've got Evelyn Ray. She's a Sky News contributor. She's also a 10-year former detective and also involved with Cauldron Pool, a Christian news source. And she joins us now. Evelyn Ray, welcome to Rise and Shine.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me.
And Evelyn, we were just hearing the news there from the Vision team about the passing of Charlie Kirk yesterday. It's one of those really difficult stories to hear, isn't it? What are you hearing in your communities this morning?
Yeah, well, there's a mixed bag of emotions, I think. I think majority of Christians and majority of people who are just everyday citizens of this world who aren't some kind of political activists, far left or anything. I think majority of people are just mourning and grieving the loss of this Christian man. And I mean, there's absolutely no doubt of this man's faith. His entire, you could say, ministry was always pushing Christian values into politics and how it's so important to uphold Christianity within our political realms. And I really respect him for that, because being in the conservative political movement somewhat myself, I've rubbed shoulders with a lot of people. And I must say, there are some amazing people, but there are also a lot of people who say a lot of things and then live very differently outside of the public eye. But something that with Charlie Kirk, which I've noticed, is who he said he was publicly is who he was privately. And he knew his Bible. There are so many people who, want to be a Christian or have Christian values, but they don't read their Bibles or understand it, and he certainly did. So there's just a lot of grief online. A lot of people are very sad for his wife, Erica. They have a 3-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old son, and a lot of people are just, really trying to rally behind the family and pray for them. And then, unfortunately, you have a very small group of very loud people as well who are celebrating his death and who are, actively going through different memorial services just to antagonize people there who are praying for his family. And it's very sad to see, unfortunately.
It's almost like a snapshot. The reaction is almost a snapshot of modern society, isn't it? Which is social media and, just full of social media and giving people an opportunity just to voice their opinions and their thought bubbles, which sometimes are quite nasty. But back to Charlie, he was so impressive, wasn't he, Evelyn? He was so articulate, so intelligent and so passionate. And I was watching him on Fox News literally 2 nights ago just thinking, I wish we had a 32-year-old Australian like this who could express his views so clearly, passionately, and obviously so intelligently. So it is a real loss, isn't it, Evelyn, that he was a very special human being?
Absolutely. And I think that what made him so special as well is that he was so respectful to the debate and to who he was debating. He didn't lose his humanity. And unfortunately, what we see when you debate somebody sometimes, unfortunately, you're so interested in winning the debate, you'll do anything to get to that point, including losing your humanity and not seeing this humanity in others. But he gave everybody a voice, even people he disagreed with, and through respectful discourse and through honest and truthful discussions with Christ-centered, he was able to change so many hearts and so many souls. And I guess if we are to see a silver lining or a positive thing to come out of this horrific event, it's that so many people are now turning to Christ. If you go on social media, which is just full of so much depravity, you sometimes get these little flecks of gold in there. And what I'm seeing, the flecks of gold right now, is people are saying, this has radicalized me. I need to go back to church. I need to love my wife better. I need to love my children better. I need to get them back in church. I want to give my life to Christ, like Charlie has said. And so, you know, it speaks in the Bible about how God turns bad things into good things. You know, all things are done for his glory and our good. And, you know, it's a tragedy. It shouldn't happen, what happened, but praise God that he's working through this grief and tragedy to bring people into his kingdom. And even in his death, he's changing hearts of people around the world, which is a testament to the sort of man that he was. And like I said, the faith that he had, the true faith that he had.
So true. You know, it's funny you say that. We have a guest on the show, Delta Force Dave, we call him, former Delta Force operator in America, very strong Christian. Him and I were texting last night, and that was the gist of our conversation. We just hope and pray God turns this around for his good, and that something good comes out. And so encouraging to hear what you just said then, that people are turning to Christ through this. Evelyn Ray, we want to thank you so much. We just really enjoy your contributions. You're not only a Sky News contributor, you are a Rise and Shine contributor as well, and just always so insightful, so Christ-centered, and so encouraging, to be honest. You can spin the news and actually find the positives in it. So thank you so much again, Evelyn, for joining us on Rise and Shine.
And thank you so much for having me. It's such an encouragement being here with you too as well. So God bless you all.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
Beat the toaster.
And it's that time of the day when all of Australia crowd around their wireless with bated breath because we're about to beat up a toaster.
Well, the last song said real. This is all about keeping it real, this game. Fairly, will bring all of us down to earth, won't it? Trivia quiz, 10 questions, 60 seconds, 6 seconds per question. And it's all about beating a toaster. And I think we've got Alison joining us today. Alison, welcome.
Thank you.
Very excited to have you here. The first question we ask Alison is, have you had your brekkie yet?
Well, actually, I just prepared it and I haven't quite...
You haven't eaten it, so you've prepared it but not eaten it. Oh,
No.
We don't recommend that normally on the show. What have you prepared for breakfast?
what I usually have. So this morning I've got oatmeal and organic oatmeal, and then I put everything, like I put chia seeds and I put sunflower seeds.
Very good.
It sounds like a power breakfast. If only you'd had it, this would probably go much better because you're so good there. But you know what? That's okay. What we're going to do, you know how this works, Alison. You're going to have 10 questions, 60 seconds. And Andy, what is the letter?
We're going to give Alison the letter A today, Phil.
Oh, that's very nice. A for Alison.
It's a letter she has used many times in her life when writing her name on forms and signing her signature. So are you ready to play, Alison?
Yes, I'm ready.
Now, you know the drill. You can only use an answer once. You can't repeat the same answer for a separate question. And your time starts now. Things you keep in the fridge.
Apples.
A colour.
Apricot.
An occupation.
Angel.
We'll take it.
Aquamarine scientist.
Yeah, very good. Something you take camping.
Pass.
An illness or disease.
Asthma.
A TV show.
Pass.
A sport or game.
Athletics.
A popular band or artist.
Yes.
Mamma mia, here I go again.
No.
Yep.
Abba.
Yeah, that's right. A foreign city.
No. Not Australia.
Alison.
The little town of Australia. Well done, Alison. That's a no, but you did a great job.
Great
Before
job.
breakfast.
Great job.
How about next time we get you after breakfast and we'll see the difference?
Yes, we'll see. Yes, I should have had breakfast by now. It's quite late.
No, you did well, Alison. It's
So
not an easy.
good.
I couldn't win the game. It's
You
very
said it
difficult.
was. I wouldn't even try. So you're doing very well. You're a winner to us just because you're up and about and doing tough stuff on the land. Very impressive.
But just in case you're wondering, so I think one of the ones you didn't get was
Number 4.
something you take camping, air mattress or air guard.
Number 6.
And number 6, a TV show, A Current Affair, Australian Story.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one was
9 and 10.
Yeah, the band ABBA, Audio Adrenaline, Air Supply, Amy Grant. And a foreign city, Amsterdam, Athens, and Atlanta.
Oh, Amsterdam. I should have known that. I spoke to someone in Amsterdam recently.
Yeah,
As you do.
but like we say, it's 60 seconds is enough time for toast, but it's not really enough time to answer 10 questions.
Well, it can be done, but it's got to be hard. Alison, well done. Thank you so much for playing with us.
Thank you, guys. It was fun.
Yay.
Thank you. Okay.
See ya.
Oh, well, there you go. It's that, well, I was going to say it's that easy, but it's a bit hard.
That's not
If
easy.
you want to be involved and play the game, you can send us a text, 0447 488 316. And up next, we've been pitching it all through the day. Do you love a poppin'? Andy said there's a biblical twist.
Not a twist, Phil. There is a biblical example of a pop-in.
Well, there we go. Oh, okay. Well, we'll be playing that or telling you, bringing it to a conclusion up next on Rise and Shine.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
And Andy, it's still neck and neck, really.
Oh, okay.
The no's, please tell me you're coming first. They are winning.
Okay.
I'm going to put it out there.
Okay.
But there are lots of great comments. Shell Drage, I love your comment here. Nothing better than a friend who pops in, you have a cuppa in your PJs, dishes in the sink, and then they help you hang out your washing.
Well, that's a good pop-in.
I mean, that's a great pop. I'd even accept that pop-in.
Now, that's Pastor Shell, who's married to Pastor Dave from the Power Community Church up in Rosedale. That rings the bells.
These bells.
So, obviously, the pop-in is a part of, I'm assuming, the church culture there as well.
In Rosedale, if you're there, pop in. Shell and she'd love you to
That's
pop in.
right.
But if you could do some household chores while you're there, that'd be the best.
That would be a bonus.
But Andy, I love that you've put it out there all morning. You've gone, there is actually a biblical answer to this ultimate pointless poll.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's a biblical answer, but it's an example, Phil, in the Bible where we see an incredible pop-in and have a guess who the popper-inner is.
Well, is it Jesus?
It's actually God himself. Yeah, some would say it is Jesus. It's in Genesis chapter 18.
Oh, yes.
The Bible says Abraham is chillaxing.
Yes.
Just living
In
at
his
large,
tent.
looking out. Oh, there's all my camels out there. There's my goats. Hey, that worker over there, I think I need to have a word to him. He's not working very hard. He's asleep under the tree. He's chillaxing, Phil. And the Bible says he lifted up his eyes in verse 2 and he looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the ground. Of course, the Lord turned up, and it's a great story. And Abraham runs and prepares a calf with his wife. They bring the food out, and they start this incredible conversation with God. So I'm just saying, Phil, sometimes even God pops in.
Well, that is true. And the Bible does say that in doing so, if people have, like Abraham is the example there, actually entertained angels unawares.
Yeah.
I'll show you that. I'll meet that
You'll
with another
counter that?
Bible story.
Yep.
Zacchaeus,
Yep.
he's up in a tree. Jesus walks by. He wants to go for tea.
Yep.
Jesus doesn't just head to the house. He says, Zacchaeus, come down. I'm going to your house for tea.
He did.
I reckon there's at least 5 minutes there. Zacchaeus would have hoofed it home.
Yeah.
He would have quickly done the 5-minute clean.
Done the spruce.
And been waiting, he's waiting at the front door ready for his saviour.
That is a good counter argument, Phil. So there we go. So reflective of the poll, really, isn't it? There's the pop-ins and then there's the non-pop-ins. Hey, give us some warning. But either way, I think the point of the story is, Phil, or the poll, that hospitality is a gift in the Bible. It actually is listed as a gift. And I think it's one of the wonderful things we can do when we host people. Sometimes you can even host people in a cafe. It's just giving people your time. I think we talked about it yesterday on Are You OK Day. Pastor Dave just said to us, Dave Quack, that sometimes just being with someone going through a hard time is the best thing. You don't need to have all the advice, all the words. You just got to be there for them.
Yeah, 100%. And look, I've got some friends who are quite introverted, and when they come in to be there with me, they bring me things. So they'll bring me like a box of food and some cookies.
That's nice.
It's beautiful.
Can they be my friends as well?
Yeah, well, no, sorry, I'm not sharing.
Come on, Phil, let's share their friends. Come on.
But I do love that. And I really appreciate that. But they are more likely, I'm actually texting after them, please come back. I want to see you. But they don't want to intrude.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
They take off because,
Well, that's when you can send them to Andy's house. You know, if they're keen for another pop in. And look, if you are going to pop in at my place, you do have to breach the security caution. But bring some homemade treats. There's a good chance both those security gates I mentioned earlier in the show will be unlocked just for you, okay?
That's true. So at 1 a.m. you were talking about this person who tried to get in. If she had said, I've got cookies, apparently that gets you in the door.
It was a random event in my life, Phil. I'm trying to process 1 a.m. and someone's buzzing me, claiming to be my neighbour, and they're locked out. And I said, if I let you in, where are you going to go? You can't get in the unit anyway. You're not coming in my unit. You just stay outside, love.
You'll have to go find another solution.
She stayed outside, yeah.
Andy is not helping in that situation.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
Perhaps you're popping into a neighbour somewhere. Can I suggest taking something with you? Like, that helps.
Homemade treats.
My mum and dad have recently moved near us, which I love, and they pop in. I said to Murray yesterday, we don't get a lot of pop-ins, but mum and dad do pop in now, but they bring stuff with them. They're bringing food and supplies, and it's wonderful.
That's a good idea.
Ice cream.
But, you know, some cultures actually don't like it when you pop in with something there because they find they find that like offensive. And what they think you're saying is you don't have enough for me and you are trying to, help me out.
Sure.
And I know a guy, he's a Pacific Islander, and he visited a family who were from the Middle East, and he brought some goodies with him, and they were like, no, leave it in the car. We've got everything we need here. And they were quite strong about it. They didn't want him to bring the goodies. So, every culture's got their own thing. But as we said earlier, Phil, the main thing is we connect. We hang together, we do life together, we form community. It's the best.
Well, one of the vision communities I want to give a shout out to is Mount Margaret, which is a remote community in WA, about 32 k's southwest of Laverton on an unsealed road. So you can kind of imagine it, can't you? And about 330 k's northeast of Kalgoorlie. So it was a gold mine, but now it's primarily a mission for Aboriginal community members, and there's about 90 people who live in that part of the world with a vision signal there broadcasting life. 8.8 degrees is what the temperature is right now. It's going to head up to 25 during the day. And as you listen along on 88 FM, a big shout out from all of us at Vision and a good morning to you in Mount Margaret.
How good is that, Phil? We reach into the biggest cities in Australia through digital radio, Sydney and Melbourne, but we also reach rural community towns like that.
Pretty special.
With just a few people. So good, isn't it?
It's really
so good. And just thanks again to everyone who supports Vision financially and prayerfully as well. Well, Phil, I've come to the last verse in Psalm 103, verse 22. Bless the Lord, all his works, in all places of his dominion. Bless the Lord, O my soul.
Brilliant. What a great way to finish the week.
What a great psalm. Psalm 103. You can read it at home, kiddies. It's safe to do so.
Encourage you. In fact, we encourage you to do it. Do it over the weekend. You'll get. I get pumped up reading that psalm.
Yep.
As you start, because you feel your spirit getting fed. But there's some parts of the Bible as you read, your spirit, you feel it get excited.
So true. Yeah. And as I said, you can try this at home, kiddies. Yes. Maybe don't try the tin of terror at home, which I just engaged in. And
it was an hour ago now, and Andy's still thinking on it. It's still probably repeating.
It's still burning, Phil. Still burning.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
In the last 24 hours, Phil, the biggest news item in the world has obviously been the passing of Charlie Kirk. He not only was a political conservative spokesperson, he was also a very committed Christian.
And we're so sad because we're hearing that he has left behind a young wife and 2 little kidlets. And so as a parent and as a mum, my heart goes to this whole situation. And throughout the morning, we've been bringing you different perspectives and our own perspective. I think for myself, I was moved by someone who made mention yesterday, one of my friends, to say, hey, he was doing what we teach our kids to do, which is to stand up for what they believe in. but do it in a really respectful way. I think that's what we're hearing. And I was talking to Murray yesterday. He was like, he always really respected that he would engage in a conversation in an educated manner.
Yeah.
Even when people were quite aggressive to him, he had a way of being able to disarm the anger, so that then he could keep the conversation in a civil manner.
Yeah.
Which is quite amazing.
It is, and he was amazing. And my takeaway has been that, okay, he passed it, I think, 31 or 32. Yeah. All those years of his life, every prayer he's prayed, every engagement with God he's had, God knew that he only had that many years on the earth.
Yeah.
And, and yet he did a lot in those 32 years.
Yes.
And the encouragement to me is just use every day as much as you can. Take advantage of every day. Seize the day. Capadente, wasn't it, in Latin? And you just got to seize every day because we don't know how long we've got. He never knew he only had 32 years, but God did. And God used him wonderfully in those 32 years. But like I said, so sad for his wife and beautiful little children there. And our hearts do go out to that family.
Well, we have been following it online, and Jeff Fines, Pastor Jeff Fines, who we do love here on Vision, you'll notice his messages from him throughout the day. He's put out a statement which I think has such a beautiful pastor's heart to it. Have a listen.
Oh, heartbroken. When I hear a message like this, I think of Hebrews where it says there are some people the world's just not worthy of them. And even though there's a lot of pain and a lot of loss, we know that Charlie is with Jesus. We know he's a Christ follower. And we know that where he is now, he would not want to come back. But that doesn't mean our pain is any easier. And you still need to pray. You need to pray for his wife. You need to pray for his children. And recently we've heard people say that, well, what good is prayer? As if somehow we think that prayer is going to make everything okay. Well, prayer is to help us make it through the difficult times. But we know this world has fallen. We're not expecting this to be a perfect world. But we know in the end we may lose some battles, but we're going to win the war. And today Charlie won the war. He's with Jesus where we're all going to be, those who place their faith in Christ. And so let that be a comfort to you. It's the reason Paul said if the resurrection is not true, we are to be a pitied people. We're not a pitied people because the resurrection is true. And Charlie is where we all want to be. So when we pray now, we're praying that God just give us the ability to endure this wilderness while we're waiting on the promised land.
There we go. And that is the voice of Pastor Jeff Fines, a wonderful pastoral perspective there as well.
Yeah, it's so good to hear a pastor's heart on the topic, isn't it? And because the glass can either be half full or half empty here. And I just like what he said, that Charlie is in heaven. He's run his race and we'll all be up there with him one day, in God's timing.
It is. It's that takeaway, I think, Andy, is exactly what I've been thinking on over the last day or so. There is such a fine moment between here on earth but eternity in heaven. And so a wonderful reminder. And if you're listening right now and you're saying, I don't know where I'm going, when something like this happens, sometimes it makes you think about your own eternity. Can I encourage you, get in touch. You can give us a call or you can jump onto the Vision website, vision.org.au, and there's a prayer team here all through the day.
Yep.
They would love to pray with you and share with you how you can have that eternal knowledge of where you're going to end up.
Yeah, well, the Bible says whoever calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. You've literally just got to call on his name, say, Jesus, save me, forgive me my sins. I want to know you. I want to follow you. Lord, will you please come into my life as my Lord and Savior? And he will.
Yeah.
I did it years ago and something changed in my heart. God literally changed my heart and changed my life from the inside out. It's the greatest decision I've ever made.
It is. And if that's you today and you're just making that decision, reach out. You can reach out to us here at Vision or reach out to your local church. Let them know and they can help you along that path as well. But we are thankful for you all as part of our Rise and Shine and Vision family.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
That is the goodness of God. It was our curtain call, but just a banger of a song.
She's got a true gift, hasn't she?
She really does. Yes, in heaven, I've said it before, I'll be front and centre. There'll be CeCe Winans, Darlene Check will be up there. Chris Tolman, he can be up there.
But you never know, these guys might all have a different role in heaven, Phil. They're singing Green Abbey Over. We don't know.
Oh, well, no.
There could be some unknowns up there who no one's ever heard of who become the main worship leaders. We don't know.
That's well, there's a lot of time and a lot of worshipping to be done. So there's no shortage.
They might take up golf with Samson tonight. We could all be playing golf together.
Maybe.
And that's their version of heaven. It's like, I don't need to sing anymore. This is awesome. I can just play golf all day. Cool.
I don't know if golf is many people's version of heaven.
Oh, you've obviously never played golf, though.
I haven't played a lot, no.
It can create a great feeling, golf, when you do a good shot. There's nothing like the feeling of a good shot in golf.
Okay, I'll have to give it a shot.
And just you get sound effects because as your club sort of wishes through the grass. I have scored a hole-in-one. I'm one of the few golfers in the world that's actually scored a legitimate hole-in-one. Great feeling there, Phil. Nothing like a good drive straight down the fairway. But sadly with golf, Phil, not every shot's a good one. So
right.
You also have to manage your emotions and the negative thoughts that come into your brain like, I hate this, I can't play
Well, in
this.
heaven there won't be that, though.
No,
Maybe
exactly.
every shot will be a hole-in-one.
Perfect.
That would be boring.
It will be boring.
So maybe not. Anyway, whatever you're doing today, if you're playing golf, there you go. Andy would love to come play with you.
Yeah, I don't get to play golf much these days, but I do love a game of golf.
Oh, there you go. Well, have a wonderful weekend, whatever it is you're up to. Tomorrow we'll be bringing you the best bits of Rise and Shine. Next week we're diving into Marriage Week. But for today, have a wonderful day and we'll be back bright and early next time on Rise and Shine.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.